Hello, and welcome to the W.A.I.T channel. What Am I Thinking? A podcast where two sisters share uplifting conversations on fun and sometimes serious topics.
Join us each week by clicking the notification bell and subscribing to our channel. If you enjoy the show, use the share link. It's one of the best ways to expand the conversation.
Welcome to What Am I Thinking, the W.A.I.T channel. So today we are going to talk about Harry and Meghan, their story to tell, or spilling family secrets. So the jury is divided on between their docu-series and Harry's book coming out, Spare, on whether the things they are sharing is that they have the right to share because that's their life, their experience, or if they are, sharing family secrets that should be no one's business. In the perspective that I look at it, they're in a unique situation because, as we say, family secrets, they were tied to a royal family that's very public in a lot of ways. And they represent something that, if there's a crack in the facade of it, should they not be able to share that experience? And they have been put on blast through the tabloids and media in so many ways. So do they not have a right to tell their version of the truth of what the real experience was for them? The Don Lemon made a comment on his morning show sort of saying, why would he tell about, William attacking him and fighting him, and that's not right to share, your family business in that way. But and he got kind of slammed because people are like, you're shaming him as the victim of domestic violence.
But I think, memoirs or autobiographies or biographies, this has been going on since the beginning of print. And I think that just because this title, The Royal Family, that is his family, it doesn't make them any different or special or gives them any special protection than anybody else. And I think too often, especially with royal families, it's like they're lifted up on this pedestal where we supposedly, the commoners, we can't discuss things, or they're too high to touch. I think what Harry is letting us know, and I think it's quite shocking for him, because I remember one of the first things he said when he and Meghan were trying to graft or create their scheme to exit, he knew no other life. And when they got to Canada, he had always had security. And for the first time, he was like, who's going to be
protect us?
He never, because that's all he ever knew. So now, for the first time, he's from underneath an umbrella and being able to talk and really talk. If that's cathartic for him,
true,
go for it.
True. And why, I think it's one of those things because William is the next in line that they feel you shouldn't malign him or whatever. But if he did something that was that horrible,
they are
sorry.
We are learning that they are not the perfect family.
No.
They're not the family that we see.
But we knew that through Diana.
Well, and we're learning more.
Yeah, we knew
more
that through
of the
Diana.
truths.
We knew that
Yes.
through, and we've talked about how if we look back to the way they say it was with the Queen and her sister.
Yes.
The sibling issues are real.
Are real.
They're real. So he's been put in a situation where his wife has been crucified in the press for just existing. And I remember seeing on one of some show where they were showing the dichotomy between Kate and Meghan doing very similar things, and Kate is praised for it and Meghan is put down for it.
Yeah.
So part of what Harry is doing is speaking out to show the racism.
Yeah.
And not realizing how bigoted his family was and his the press was, and he's shining a light on it. And so it's not just telling about what has happened in his family. He is literally having to pull blinders off himself, because he talks about his own ignorance, and we know about his missteps and the things he's done. And I think there's growth that can happen out of this. And I think people are because they don't like what it says about the royal family, they just want him to go shut up and sit down. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's fair, because when we look at other people in the royal family, like Andrew, mm-hmm. and things he's been accused of, and him still being, up until now, because now that Charles is in charge, Mama ain't there to protect Andrew. So I don't know what his fate will be. But they tolerated so much from him. And here you have Harry and Meghan. They just wanted to step back a little bit. And then you're like, no, you got to get out.
Basically.
You were taking this. It's so unfair, And when I hear certain people in the media put their slant on it and want to be upset at Harry for sharing what he's sharing.
But the funny thing about it, and as you're talking, people need to remember Diana also wrote a book, and after Diana wrote her book, then Charles wrote a book, mm-hmm. where they each wanted to tell their side of the story.
Right.
So this is now suddenly mm-hmm. you have Harry going in even deeper, mm-hmm. and they don't like it.
Right, and that's why I said it's because of what it means about what the royal family really is. And we know historically, when we talk about it and we look at the role and the colonization, and it's not pretty
at all.
It's not pretty. So let's not try to act as if this is the first blemish on the royal family. It's a long history of it, and if you really want to dig into it, you may not want to be a royalist anymore. You may be like, hey, we don't have it over here in America for a reason. Because it's a lot of pomp and circumstance, and we shouldn't be, because when we raise someone up, we only are looking for them to do what? To come down. So I say that Harry and Meghan get to tell their story. They get to capitalize and profit off of it in whatever way they see fit, because others have profited off of their story already. So why not let them be able to profit off of it themselves? And so many people have written books and told their story, those that were famous and those that were not as well known. And, it's your call what it is you choose to share and the level to which you choose to share it. And I think it's a personal journey, and I don't think people have to, it's easy for me to say that because, I haven't had a family member do that to me, and I don't know how I would feel, but then all that would do is say, I guess you better write a response book. William, get your pen out and tell your version of the story, if you feel the need to. So I think that's what I'm thinking about it. I feel that Harry and Meghan get to share their story and their experience, and those who disagree with it, either they can write their own version of it or they can choose to ignore it. So that's what we're thinking. So you tell us, is it their story to tell, or are they spilling family secrets that they should not share? Let us know in the comments section, and please put a reminder so you can know when we have posted new content, and we will check in with you next week and let you know what we are thinking on the W.A.I.T channel. Thank you.